All right, Murkwell Dismal. I always wanted to know why you hate cast and light and brightness for, because I never got it. I mean, did you tell? I mean, you never told me, and we've been warring for years. And yes, I do forgive you for everything you said and did over those years. But I just want to know, why do you hate cast and brightness and light? Yeah, Twink says. I mean, yeah, Rainbow. You want to know, Rainbow Bright, why I hate cast for, or why I hated cast for, or light, or brightness, or anything like that, happiness, glee? Well, I guess I may have told you this, maybe I didn't tell you this. When I was young, I don't know, maybe I was still a baby at that time. Maybe I was a walker. I do not I do not know. All I know is that after we had our evening meal, my father went out to do something. My mother was cleaning up the dishes. And well, I like cast. So I took out some drawing tools, saw the wall, and thought to myself, we can make something on that wall. So I started drawing on that wall all over. And it wasn't only drawing. Somehow, some way, I'd also gotten myself a spray can of dry. And this was pink dry. So after writing up with the drawing sticks and also with, you know, and then I sprayed it all with that. That's when my mother came in. And I sprayed her by mistake along with the rest of the half of the wall. And she said, Merkwell, because that is my full name. She says, you are going to clean up all of this cast if it takes all day or it takes your whole life. And I looked back at the drawing that I made on the wall and all that cast. And, well, I cleaned it all up. And I was irked over cleaning it. And while I was cleaning everything off the wall, I started to feel hatred towards the cast, the light, the brightness, the happiness, the glee, the gladness out there. All it had done is gotten me scathed and yelled at. It was over, well, I believe it was no good. So I packed up all my drawing tools and all my drawing sticks and I threw them away. Well, did I throw them away? More like I gave them away. And years later, after I grew up, I came to Rainbow Land. But you know, it wasn't Rainbow Land back then. Well, I know what happens now. You took me and you put me in the hells or the holes in the behalf of the King of Shadows, so I lost all my red cast, except for the yellow on my stars here, the red on my nose, the red on my arms, and except for the cast on my legs. You know. And you did it because the King of Shadows told you to. You know. Yeah, and let's not forget about some of the other things you did because the King of Shadows told you to do it. Once again, Twink, I just want to say I'm sorry for doing that. And I wish I could take back, you know, what I did that day. I wish I could bring back your cast. You know? And as far as you go, Starlight, I had nothing to do with you being frozen. That was all the King of Shadows doing there. So, you came to Rainbow Land, which wasn't Rainbow Land at the time, and you worked for the King of Shadows to help him bring shadows and gloom to everyone. Because he hated cast as much as you did. You know, did you help him beat the first one who wore the caste strap? Well, that was already done. By the time I came to Rainbow Land, the caste strap was already. The caste kids were already locked up, so that wasn't my doing. The King of Shadows already did all of that. Well, I'm sorry to hear that due to your mother yelling at you about drawing caste on a wall, that it made you hate caste and light and brightness. I'm sorry to hear that, Merkwell. You never told me that saga. It must have been truly bad to go for all those years hating caste due to having to clean it off the walls of your house when you grew up. And I do forgive you for that. And now I have the understanding of it. Yeah, but you're forgetting how Murky met me. You see, I was a elf myself. And he met me a long time ago and said he needed a friend. And I believed him. And then we spent all of those years taking caste and light and brightness out of the world. And I never knew why, but now I know. And it was wrong of us to do that. Yes, Lurky, it was my mistake of bullying you into helping me. But you sticked with me like a good friend. And that I am thankful for, and say I'm sorry, Lurky, for all those years I didn't handle you right. Hey, it's all right. At least now I know why we were fighting Cass all those years. And I forgive you. Yeah, I forgive you too for putting me in the hells or the holes. I forgive you too for working for the King of Shadows. And I forgive you too for everything you did, Murky Dismal or Murkwell Dismal. I forgive you for all of it. But now you atone for your wrongs, and now you have your love of caste again. Yeah, and that means that now you're going to help bring caste to worlds. You're going to help make folks happy when it comes to caste and show that love of caste you once had and have it again. And I'm thankful that we put our war to an end. And I'm now thankful to now I know why we were warring over all those years. And I forgive you for it. Twink forgives you, Starlight forgives you, and even Lurky forgives you for what you did. Yes, thank you, Rainbow Brite. Thank you, Twink. Thank you, Starlight. Thank you, Lurky. You don't know how hard it was for me to come out and tell you all that. I don't think I ever told anyone else. Maybe I told Lurky over here and he forgot. Oh, yeah, now that one time when your mother came by and then, and she started, cleaning up the house, and then she showed me likenesses when you were growing up, and then never how you made her think that you were the Overwatcher, Rainbow Land, and all that shit, and how you, yeah, I knew that, Lurky. Now, that was a mistake of mine there. Now, your mother, Murky Dismal, who I only met once, and she told me that she was going to talk with you before me and Starlight and Twink left. What did she talk about? I mean, she must have had some kind of talk with you, but I left before we can get that talk going, So whatever it was, what did she tell you that day? Because I didn't stick around to hear your mother and you have that talk, Because me and Twink and Starlight went, and then I asked your mother. Then I said it was. Then your mother. I said it was good meeting you, and then your mother said that it was good meeting you too. And she told me that she couldn't keep in Rainbow Land, but she had to have a talk with you. So, how'd that go? My mother told me that she didn't want me to hate caste. that it wasn't about hating Cast. She was she was only irked at me, or angered at me, for drawing on the walls and spraying her with the pink dry, and that she only meant for me to clean what I drew on the wall of the house, of the, I guess, the kitchen, not to spend my whole life taking Cast and light and brightness out of all worlds. But I didn't hear that then. I heard that, but that didn't stop me from spending next coming up other goals. Well, at least now, Starlight said, at least now we have an understanding of why we were warring for all of those years.